same meaning or understanding for something as someone else does, what difference can it really make?
Здравствуйте, подруги. Сегодня нас нужно скажи. Это очень важно. Будет очень трудно и
Porque, en
хорошо тебе
serio,
нервничать, но надо.
probablemente es
Когда
algo
я скажу
difícil
тебе,
y pueden estar
пожалуйста, когда
nerviosos,
все
pero es
слушай меня.
normal.
Я буду помогать
De
тебе,
todas
и
formas, es
все
algo
будет
que
хорошо.
debemos
Тебе
hablar
нет,
y si
слушай
me
меня,
escuchan
тебе будет
atentamente,
очень
van a
побольше
estar más
больно.
tranquilos.
So back to the same question. It doesn't really matter or make a difference if we have the same meaning or understanding, right? So you all understood what we were saying and you're ready to report back? Or was there some confusion? Possibly because we spoke in Spanish and Russian and at the same time. So often we assume everyone understands things the same way. Through our example here, clearly it does make a difference, and symbolic interactionism theory is here to explain it. Welcome to Symbolic Interactionism Theory. I'm Lisa Mortensen-Udy.
And Jessica Martinez.
Symbolic interactionism theory can seem and feel confusing, so let's break it down a little. Taking the root words, we end up with symbol and interact, or interacting or interaction. What is a symbol? Symbol represents something. Language is our most powerful symbol, and we used it for our first video clip. A symbol can have meaning about anything. It fluctuates in its meaning depending on the individuals involved, the situation. It depends on all the context. Now, it's difficult to talk about symbols without talking about interaction. Symbols and interaction are dependent on each other. Behavior, so interacting is behavior between two or more people or others. Others, we can say as people, individuals or groups, family, cohort, society, things, objects, experiences, culture, religion. Meaning does not come from the objects or symbols themselves. It is our interaction with them that gives them meaning. This theory is joining a new paradigm of interpretive. Simply put, it means it depends. Just like we discussed, everything depends on the entire situation with all the varying details. This paradigm is based on the assumption that reality is subjective, multiple, and socially constructed. Everything is based on someone's perspective on what happened or the situation. So two people in the same situation can have very different interpretations of what's going on.
There are several assumptions that fall under three overarching themes on the screen. The first theme, meaning, is a central element of human behavior. Second theme, the development of a sense of self and identity through social interaction. And the third theme focuses on how society influences individuals. We are going to be covering the assumption and under the themes in the presentation. Individuals develop a sense of self through interaction with the environment, and their sense of self motivates future behaviors and needs happen in part by how they believe others perceive them. The next video is a great example of how social interaction shapes on our self-concept and behavior.
Our perception of ourselves is not entirely based on our own opinion. Our concept of self is also created by how we think others perceive us. Charles Horton Cooley summarized it as the looking glass self, where we examine ourselves based on how we feel we appear to other people. As we grow up, we look to others to see how we should act and behave. It is part of socialization to learn social norms, culture, and how to act with others. From there, we may take into account how others are perceiving us, and thus we form our behaviors based on how we think others view us.
Individuals are influenced by the cultural norms, values, and expectations of the society in which they live. Learning these rules through everyday interactions within their culture. To understand better, let's look the video.
Did you sign something so that Manny could switch to French?
I did.
You knew that I wanted him to learn Spanish.
I also know you can't force a kid to be interested in something that he's not. That's why I have a picture of Mitchell and his prom date shaking hands.
It would be nice for someone to care what I think for a change.
You should also know that I hired a new swimming instructor, but don't worry, she's got the same broad shoulders plus a mustache.
So all this is because you're jealous? I can't believe that you're being so what is the word?
Selfish, pig-headed.
Really?
Her words, not mine.
Do you know how frustrating it is to have to translate everything in my head before I say it? To have people laugh in my face because I'm struggling to find the words? You should try talking in my shoes from 1 mile.
I think you meant.
I know what I meant to mean. Do you even know how smart I am in Spanish? Of course you don't. For once, it would be nice to speak to someone in my own language, in my own home.
Listen, I'm sorry I let Manny switch over to French without consulting you. I didn't think how it must be for you having to speak English all the time.
You have no idea.
Anyway, I just wanted to tell you I hired the tutor back.
Man, he's not gonna like that. He's too much into his French thing.
The tutor's not for Manny, it's for me. Quiero poder decir te amo en todos los idiomas que conoces.
Oh, Jay, I love it. Now you sound like the stupid one.
This theory has many concepts. Some are listed here. Gestures are an example of nonverbal communication that represents something else. Gestures and symbols are meaningless if no one is around to react to them. This requires us to keep in mind the importance of interactionism and its necessary part in socialization. People react to something according to the meaning it has to them. As we interact with others, have contact with different things, and have experiences with them, we interpret and develop our own meaning for something. People both act and react. This is a video clip on symbols and interactionism. Here is another video clip with symbols and interaction, but with a different outcome. Take a look.
Oh, hell no.
Hey,
no.
Marvin, stay with me.
This pit bull puppy comes on a corner. My heart, like, almost jumped out of my body.
Stay with me. Stay with me. You're okay. Stay with me.
What do you think about the individual's reactions to just a little puppy? Why do you think the two were so different? Share in our discussion board.
Critics. The first one is excessive emphasis on creating individual realities. The second one, lack of attention to the role of biology. The third one's concept, difficult to define. And the last one's lack of attention to emotions in the unconscious.
These are our references. Feel free to answer any of these questions for the discussion board. Thanks so much, guys.